awesome.
All right. Hello, SLC. My name is Danny, and as always, I am joined here with co-host.
I'm Elle.
And I'm Reed, but I shaved overnight. I just call me Colton for now.
This is Reed without a beard, so we're just going to call him Colton.
Yeah, he's my alter ego. Does that work?
Yeah.
That works.
All right, cool.
Yeah, today I think we're going to have a cool guest on. I mean, he's kind of a big deal. A little bit.
He's a deal anyway.
He's a deal. He's a deal.
Yeah.
So we're going to
Superfly.
have Glenn.
Definitely super fly.
Yeah, we're going to have Glenn Vollebregt?
Glenn Vollebregt.
Vollebregt. I'm so sorry ahead of time. Glenn Vollebregt on as a guest today. We're going to hang out with him, get to know him, and then, we're going to talk to him about fashion.
There's
because
some super
why
interesting
not?
topics.
Because
too,
that dude is all about his style.
He is.
So we're
His
gonna
style. You can see so much of his personality in his style.
as you should see in everybody's.
Yes.
he
Please.
could have his own fashion mag. It's
He
just
could.
only him and fill all the pages.
What if we just did a St.
Every
Lawrence
week.
College fashion magazine?
That would be really cool.
You know what?
The essay fashion mag.
I will edit that.
Yeah. All right.
Cool,
Cool.
I think.
We can podcast it.
Podcast a magazine.
Yep. Podcast magazine.
We do tutorials how to create a magazine.
How to create a
True.
magazine.
Yeah. Well, why don't we ask him? Let's get him in here.
Yeah.
All right. And next up, Glenn.
Whoop, whoop.
And now we're joined with Glenn Vollebregt. Damn,
That was pretty close. That was good. Yeah, I like that. Not bad.
Separate Vollebregt.
Yes,
Vollebregt.
exactly.
There you go.
Vollebregt. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Glenn.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm really,
fun.
really excited. So, can you tell us and the students a little bit more about who you are and kind of what you do here at the college?
Sure. So I'm the president and CEO of the college. And for St. Lawrence, that means all three campuses, right? Kingston, Brockville, and Cornwall campus. And, I consider myself chief cheerleader, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's,
With
we
the
have
pom-poms and everything?
we have a brand new strategic plan, and my role is to provide that vision and that leadership and encouragement for folks to do their thing, and then I try to get out of their way.
And that's
Awesome, that's great.
the new strategic plan, SLC in 5.
That's right.
That's correct?
Yeah.
Right, I remember seeing
Do you
that
have
video.
your set of dominoes yet?
I don't have my
Oh,
set
you
of
got to get a
dominoes.
set of
No.
dominoes.
I
Come on.
do need
Yeah.
to do that.
That's good.
We got them in our office. Terry's got them all set
good,
up on her
good.
desk, so they're good to go.
Fantastic.
And you added belonging to that, correct?
We did. It was, 5 years, I guess it'd be 7 years ago when we did our strat plan. We spent a lot of time on and discussion on values.
Awesome.
Of the college, and it was very important for us, and that was where we had probably the greatest discussion. And this year, when we went through our strat plan discussions, diversity and culture and all of those inclusion and all of those discussions took place. And then we thought, you know what, this is really a key value of St. Lawrence, and this is what makes us a bit unique out there. And when we add a value, belonging. It's not just a word in a document that gets put on the shelf. It's part of our culture, and it's part of how we manage. It's part of how we hire. It's part of what people should feel when they walk in the door.
Belonging.
Belonging,
Right.
exactly. I'm probably most excited about that value than everything we did
Yeah.
over
Nice.
the engagement session. Yeah, I think that really, when you do the open houses, right? In November and in March and February when we do those open houses, one of the things parents say and new students or prospective students, one of the first things they say is as soon as you walk in the door here, you can feel that people seem to actually care.
It is
Yeah.
definitely a different
Yeah.
environment.
It
right?
is.
You walk in and you do. I do. I know that for me, the first time
Yeah.
I walked in, I definitely felt like, oh, it's very nice. I felt almost homey and cozy
Yeah.
being in and walking through
Yeah.
the halls and everything.
Yeah.
Especially with all the new decals and everything. It's
Yeah.
just welcome. Like, It's
Exactly.
such a welcoming atmosphere.
Our faculty are so amazing, and they'll you know this, they'll get to know your first names within the first couple of days.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We take that for granted. That doesn't happen everywhere.
No.
It
No.
really doesn't, and it's part of the unique secret sauce of
Yeah.
St. Lawrence.
What I really liked when I came here was, like you said, the faculty, not only were they talking up my program, but they were
Right.
talking about other programs.
Exactly.
And they're talking about other things that are going on at the school, on the campus.
And
And it
always
was
trying to
truly
encourage.
belonging. Yeah, like it was. Like I just felt like it's such a close-knit community.
It is. It
Yeah,
is,
it
and
definitely
we're
is.
very fortunate. I always say we have the best people on the planet working for us, and,
Yeah.
and that goes from faculty right to all our support staff and our frontline folks.
I definitely
that
feel
are
it for
interacting.
sure.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
That would have been awful if you would have said, I don't feel it.
I don't know what
no,
you're
you
talking
know
This
what?
interview would have gone downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, we got a beef to pick with you.
Exactly.
I guess you
good.
guys have done a good job of making sure that the belonging and inclusion is definitely part
Great.
of the. As soon as you walk in through the doors, right?
Good.
It's
Yeah.
definitely in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Glenn, what inspired you, or what got you motivated to be in the position or to become the president?
And St. Lawrence College specific, I
Yeah.
would like to know
Well,
too.
you don't wake up one day and say, this is what I want to do. This is my dream. But
Right.
the fact of the matter is, I owe everything in my career to the college system. So I'm a college grad. Went to Georgian College in Barrie when I was much younger, and then I've continued. I'm a true advocate in lifelong learning. So I got my my college diploma in my 20s, and then late 20s got my accounting degree, and then I went back to school to get my master's in my 40s. And just recently, in the last year, got my Institute of Corporate Directors as well. So
Okay.
I've tried to keep going in terms of my lifelong learning, and the thought of being able to provide leadership to an institution that gives opportunity and access to students, I thought that's a dream job, and I do have a
Right.
dream job. I come home quite often, and I tell my wife Teresa, who, what I did all day, and she says, "I can't believe you get paid to do that." And it's a secret. It's a little secret, but it's something that's a passion, right? And
Yeah.
it truly is a
Yeah.
calling, and I strongly believe in the college system, and I think that's because I'm a grad and I owe everything to the college system.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really nice to hear, because I think a lot of careers that you go in Kingston, a lot of people come from Queens, or they come
Right.
from all these big universities, but it's like you
Right.
can do really, really big things with your college as well.
Absolutely.
And continuing
Definitely.
that.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
sky's the limit. It
Yeah,
truly is.
and it's important to continue that.
It
right?
is.
Getting that first step into that post-secondary. So
Well,
that's
yeah, you should
awesome.
never be in something just for the money. Like, it's all about
Yeah.
passion.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And
make meaning over money.
Exactly.
That's one of my
yeah,
mottos.
exactly.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
That's something that you seem to work towards too, and you really have a big passion for everything you do here at the college.
Well, yeah, it's a 7x24 job. It really is. And so unless you love it and really believe in it, you're not going to stay, and you're not going to do a
Right.
great
Yeah.
job.
Right.
So
you
it
wouldn't
is a
excel
passion.
at it, right?
You do.
It's for
Exactly.
students. Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have like a funny or crazy story about like either St. Lawrence or just your experience within this position?
That's a great question. We try to have a lot of fun here, and if you go down to where I sit and spend some of my days, you always hear a lot of laughter, right? I had a colleague of mine and a friend that said, take what you do very, very seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously.
That's
Right.
smart.
And that's it's something I've always tried to live by. So we have a lot of fun. Whether it be on a road trip to the various campuses, whether it be when we go away to conferences and stuff, we always try to have a lot of fun and share a lot of laughs. And that's the type of team we have, and that's the type of team folks that we try to bring on board. So I don't have a specific story, but it's very important
Just
to
don't
have
take
fun.
yourself too seriously.
You
Don't take yourself
can't,
too
you
seriously.
can't. But what we do is very serious.
Yeah.
Right. And you
Um,
can tell, and you guys have done a great job
absolutely.
in
But
putting that through.
I love having a good. Yesterday, I was very fortunate. I got to spend the day with Spark, shooting our welcome back video, and
Nice.
we had a lot of laughs, right? Because it's a lot of fun, and the folks at Spark are great. The staff.
Shout
and
out
Mike,
to
yes,
Spark.
shout out to Spark. Shout out to Spark. But that's part of it, and that makes the job enjoyable.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's great.
Cool.
So, like that just being said, like you mentioned your office is kind of hidden away as well. That kind of brings us into our next question. Like, is there any hidden gems in St. Lawrence College, or any interesting things that not a lot of people know about that they should really be taking advantage of while they're studying here?
Well, that's interesting. So the the chairs just outside our offices, they're always taken, and there's a reason. That's a great spot.
It is.
It's so quiet there.
It's quiet,
that's one of
and
my
the
go-tos.
sun comes. There's beautiful, like it's nice and bright. It's a great spot. But quite often, I would I always encourage. I'm starting to do a lot more walking meetings, so just walking around. But I love walking around this campus. So just just go out the front door, go right around. And it takes 15 minutes. You get outside.
That's it? 15
clears,
minutes?
Yeah, clears your
Big campus.
clears your head. No, it's all it takes, and it clears your mind, and it's a great way to get refocused.
Awesome.
But what I also like to do is quite often I'll go up onto the 4th floor, and just as you get up the stairs, there's this little area on the 4th floor, and I'll just sit there and do some email and stuff like that, and just sort of hang out and listen on what's going on. And it's a great spot, and I always get into great conversations with students, and they don't even know who I am, and that's great. Because then I'm getting a good honest conversation, and I love doing that, and I'll do that about once a week actually.
That's great.
One thing you'll find is I'm very rarely in my office. I like to walk around.
I do see you walking around.
I walk
the
around
cafe
all the time,
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah,
It's
all the time.
Part of the job, I guess.
No, walk around all the time. But there's lots of great little spots on this campus to get away.
I think Beth pointed out the one in the tech wing.
Yeah.
If you go all the way down into the tech wing, there's a bunch of like seats, like
There is.
couches, and there. I used to study for accounting there.
I didn't even know that was
saved my whole life.
place over there.
Oh,
But
it's
a lot of
beautiful.
people, some people have said about the 4th floor too. So now
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna
4th
have to
floor
I've
is
check it
never
neat.
out.
heard of the 4th
And my
floor.
my new favorite spot actually is just to sort of sit out in the hallway in the new not the innovation center, but where our gym is.
Right.
Right.
And just sort of hang out over there and just hear what's going on in the gym and stuff.
Like in the upper concourse
Yeah, in the upper
area.
concourse.
Yeah,
Yeah, love that spot.
That place
The
is
light
really
there.
cool.
Yeah.
We actually just took staff pictures yesterday.
Did you?
Best lighting.
Yeah.
Best lighting
It is.
ever.
It's fantastic lighting.
Yeah.
And but it's a neat place to just hang out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's fun.
Well, it's all windows too. It's beautiful. And actually, you'd mentioned like taking a walk around the school. Just about that, there's been recently a lot more greenery put in, and
That's
I've noticed
right.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Like
Getting,
you
it's
guys had
getting there, isn't
Yeah.
it?
you on
It
paved
is.
for
Yeah.
the
one
parking lot
that
down
was
there.
one of my favorite. Someone was it was Mike Custer's actually asked me yesterday, "What's your favorite part of the summer?" And it was the DPave event.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
that
so
event. We
good.
had I don't know, we must have had about 50 people out there.
There was
There's
a
a
lot.
lot.
And we just all like connected and worked as a team, and
Yeah, it was great.
it was hot. It was
was-
really hot.
Instantly sweating. I remember you
instant.
looked at me at one point and was like, "It's pretty hot out here." Eh? I was like, "Oh yeah."
Exactly. But what a great event that was,
Mm-hmm.
and the ultimate goal of having that be green space
Mm-hmm.
for Indigenous Center is going to be fantastic.
Spark covered that
gorgeous.
too, didn't they?
I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I-
did.
I think that's
yeah,
all
they
on the
did.
social media.
Yeah, because they were filming rather than helping us.
Yeah.
There was
depave.
some helping. There was some helping. You know, there was a couple people.
There was.
Steve
There was.
there.
Yeah, there
Well, I remember because I work in the Innovation Hub, like
Yeah.
right next to Spark. I remember them going out to film, and Mike came back just drenched.
Oh, he did. Yeah,
And-
he was working hard.
I can only
yeah.
Yeah,
imagine.
no, I was
like-
just kidding. They were working hard, but
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite events. Favorite
Yeah.
events.
Have you
amazing.
heard about that at all?
I don't. I haven't heard about this.
So they're putting an indigenous garden.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, right.
So it's
out
over
front.
there by the gym then area. Is that where it's gonna
Yeah,
be?
just out in the front where the Indigenous Center was, and so we ripped up about 50 meters of asphalt parking lot
Oh,
that's going
nice.
to be
Yes.
converted into green space.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Just a little nice little garden.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I actually can't wait. It'll be a nice little spot.
Is there going to be any like seating that around there, or is it just all greenery? Like a
No,
big
there'll be.
garden?
Yeah, I think there'll be
Yeah.
seating there
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
It's like benches, and
Yeah.
the layout looks very beautiful.
Yeah. It's a good spot too, like that nice new modern addition look,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which I'm really excited for to see the finished product.
Yeah. No,
For sure.
agreed.
When was that gonna be finished?
It should be. I always say everything will be ready by September, but
Oh,
I just
which
walked down the
September?
hallway,
Yeah.
and I'm not really sure about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's
Well,
move on.
Maybe by the time this is out, it'll be done.
Exactly.
It'll be
Yeah,
done.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like your approach
By
to
the
that.
time this is out, it'll be
Yeah.
done.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned that you were a college student as
That's
well.
right.
Yeah. And so, is there any piece of advice that you wish you had known, or that somebody had told you when you were a student, when you were first starting out? Is there something that you wish someone had told you that you could tell now the students?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, one of the things I say at orientation as well is always advise students to get involved.
Right.
You know,
There seems to be a
it is. You get
recurring topic
you
of
get
getting
committed to your
involved.
college. Get involved, whether it be through a student bursary job or volunteer or student government. And, you know, everything you're doing over here, that really connects you to your college. And you know, I think, I don't know what it is, but sometimes people are a little shy to get involved in the beginning. And it makes such a difference in terms
really,
of,
really
and it will translate into doing better in your studies. There's proven science, that research on that. The more involved and connected you are with your institution, the better you'll do academically.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get too involved last year, and I'm not saying my grades were terrible, you know. But
Let me see your transcripts.
Yeah. You have access, I think, right? No, but yeah, so this year, you know, it's like definitely trying to get more involved, and I know we haven't started school yet, or maybe by the time this comes out, I'll already be in school, but I can already feel that it's, that I'm already doing better, you know, before even anything has even started yet, just by doing this.
Yeah. And so that's, you know, it's one thing to come from me to tell us, but when it comes from you to a fellow student, it means so much.
Right.
And so, you know, I encourage you to encourage others to do that.
Yeah, I think I talk about it every single time. When my first year, I was terrified of everything. And I just went right in. I heard of a couple clubs. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go. And some of my best friends ever. I met in those clubs. And same thing, like it almost helps you with scheduling too.
For sure.
Because when you have all your classes and then you have work and then you have volunteer, all that, like it helps you break it all down. And it actually doesn't feel like you're that busy. It just becomes like your life.
That's your life.
Especially if you like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? Just liking it, getting involved, doing, and then you meet people, and it's just a really good idea to get involved, and it's good for networking too, for in the future, right? So it's like if you know these people, and everyone's gonna go their different ways, right? So
absolutely.
and then you get to know people in different positions and different levels in different companies, and then
you make
just
those
network.
connections, right?
Exactly, and then you just become more successful in the future, in your future endeavors for sure.
Well, even you saying earlier about the involvement, and just 2 seconds ago you mentioned like a lot of people are really shy to get involved, and it is really nice to have the faculty we have. I'm in the advertising marketing program.
Shout out to AMC.
Yeah, exactly. We like every program is like its own family, and I noticed programs kind of work with each other as well on projects, on assignments, whatever it might be. And it's so welcoming. It's so easy for any type of person to just dive in and experience something new. And definitely the SLC experience, and it is an experience, like with all the new things going on, all the new builds. It's just such a cool environment to be in. And starting the first year, I can only, I'm just super excited to see what happens next, especially with the new strategic plan that you have in place, because I know there's a lot going on with that.
Awesome. So on that note, let's get into a little bit more of a fun topic.
Sure. You mean this wasn't fun?
This was so much fun, but I mean, you obviously are very fashionable. We notice in the hallways, we see you, Glenn.
Thank you.
So what does that process in the morning look like? What inspires you in the morning to put on what you put on?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't really think about it.
Okay.
Oh, is that right?
In the
Really?
morning. You know why I don't think about it in the morning? Because I think about it the night before. And I do. It's, you know, from the moment I wake up, and I'm a big exercise person, so I'll go out for, you know, whether it's a run or a bike. Lately it's been a bike. So my mornings are pretty regimented, right? It's like bang, 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 bang. So I always make sure that I have what I'm going to wear. It sounds weird talking about this, but you know, but what I'm going to wear the night before. So I've ironed my shirt, and I got my outfit planned for the following day. So
that's interesting. I've tried to do it the night before. But I have this thing where I wake up in the morning and I just like picture an outfit in my head.
Right.
And I just really, really want to wear it. Like my style really, really varies. I can be business, I can be casual, I can be a little bit hippie some days. So I just wake up and it depends how I feel. Right. I'm like, you know what? I feel like looking really cool today. I'm going to put on this outfit. And sometimes it looks great and sometimes it looks terrible.
But I'm with you though, Glenn. I definitely, and I'm with you a little bit too. Like I have this idea of what I want to look in the next day, and then I just kind of like mentally picture it, you know, my outfits, you know. I usually though, like, I start out with my shoes first.
So interesting.
Yeah,
shoes.
So
like
interesting.
I think like I want to wear these shoes today, and then I just kind of like think about what pants and what shirt would go well with those shoes,
Right.
and then I just kind of like
go from there.
and go from
I definitely
there.
agree.
I love that though.
Like,
'cause shoes
I haven't been
make
able
an
to find.
outfit.
I haven't been able to find any socks recently, so I'm like, what can I wear with flip flops? And that's literally what I've been doing in the past.
Exactly.
I mean, it's been nice weather, so it's not
It
a
has,
big
it
deal.
has.
But
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has. For me, I basically have to look at, like, on a Sunday, I have to sort of look at my schedule.
Yeah.
Right.
Where am I going to be?
That's
Because
true
you do
too.
have to, you know, you have to plan it out for the week.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, like you, some mornings you know, I don't really feel like wearing that. But in that case, you know, I just take my time and I earn another shirt. But I do need to look at my schedule to see what's going
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 or 3 different events. Sometimes, like the pave, we need to bring a whole new
Right.
outfit because
Right,
we're
'cause
sweating so much.
maybe 3 or 4.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
which
yeah.
I did not do. By
Yes.
the way, I had to
Oh,
wear
okay, there you go.
my gym clothes
Yeah.
the rest of the day because
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was like, I won't get that dirty.
Yeah.
No, it was covered.
It was hot.
You expect
That
to be
was
cold.
Yeah, and then when it's
Yeah.
that sweat though, that's just the worst, and you're all
Yeah.
sticky and
Yeah.
muggy. It's like,
Yeah, went to the shack, took a shower.
Yeah.
Yep. It was,
Actually, yeah, the new gym's beautiful too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I
it's
love it. I
beautiful.
like
Yeah.
live there now.
It's fantastic. Good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Glenn, you're super I'm not gonna lie, like I see you down the hall, I'm like, man, this dude is super fly. You know, just always wearing the best digs, right? So I'm sure, you know, it's like there's different ways of getting that, you know, that wardrobe together, right? What's a good way, do you know, if you would know of like dressing on a budget, right? Getting your super fly clothes, you know.
How can we look like you? With
I don't know if you want to do that.
With student budgets.
you're gonna have to cut your hair
You know,
first.
you know, honestly, my advice is pick up a few good staple pieces and spend the money on some staples, whether it be shoes. You know, as a student, you're going to have to be looking for jobs as well. So,
Right.
you know, depending on whether it's appropriate or not in terms of a business suit or something. But spend some money on the good, like a few pieces, and then I sound like I'm in the fashion business now. and then you look for deals on accessorizing, right?
Right.
And that's what you do. Like I am a big believer in buying quality,
Yes.
Okay.
not quantity.
Yeah.
It's just the right.
Yeah, I've
it's the
always
right
been
thing to
that.
do for a whole bunch of reasons.
Right.
But I gotta tell you about my recent discovery because
Okay.
I'm excited.
my recent discovery is pants at Lululemon.
Yeah.
Lululemon.
Okay.
So nice.
Yeah, they are amazing.
The
So
golf pants, right?
like these,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like they look like dress pants, but they're really they're
Breathable?
like what do you guys call that?
Athleisure.
Athleisure.
Oh.
Exactly.
But they look very nice. Like
They-
a lot
yeah.
of guys, so I'm in the business marketing program.
Yeah.
A lot of the gentlemen in my program, they all raving about those because
true.
they look like dress pants.
They
but
look
they're
like dress
so
pants.
comfortable.
Yeah. I must give the credit to my son who's 24 in Toronto working, and Kitten Ace is where he recommended, but Kitten Ace. It's an offshoot of Lululemon.
Of Lululemon, okay.
Yeah, but so that, and then Kingston has some great spots. So in terms of real value, so the outlet is a great spot to go.
King's Corners is it called?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. King's
yeah.
Crossing.
King's Crossings,
Yeah.
and it's a great spot to go for some basic basic
And they got the
dress.
Adidas outlet out
They
there
do,
too. So
they do.
Adidas
It's
has nice
fantastic.
kits.
Puma too,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Puma too.
Puma.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice too because outlets have a lot of sales. I know it's
Yeah.
down there; they're always
Yeah.
on sale. So especially for
Right.
students, like
They're
it's such a
great.
good place to
Yeah,
shop.
And
right?
sales
Levi's,
shopping.
too.
Yeah, sales
Yeah.
shopping is really key because you
Yeah.
can go to those higher brand places and just keep your eye out for the sales.
That's right.
Definitely. In the
Online
back
shopping
rack.
too.
Yeah,
Online shopping is huge. There's so many programs where you can get like discount codes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get your key piece and then
Yeah.
build on that.
Definitely.
that.
Yeah, on a student budget for sure.
So, do you have any major key pieces that you could describe in a few words
The bow
that
ties?
you really enjoy?
I do love bow
bow
ties. I
ties?
do love my bow ties.
Do you
I-
tie your own bow tie?
I
or do
tie
you
my
have-
own
Nice.
tie my own bow
Wow.
ties. Although that is recent. That is a recent
I used to
phenomenon.
clip.
Yeah, no, I've started tying and I won't go back. Actually, I must admit I won't go
Nice.
back. tend to like to, if I'm going to wear jeans, I like wearing jeans and a jacket. And sometimes if you add a tie to it, that just sort of dresses it up a bit.
Yeah.
And if you're wearing a suit, then you don't necessarily need to wear a tie, right? So and that makes it a bit more cash. But I'm a big jeans and jacket and a nice pair of shoes.
I like that.
I have found too that it depends on how you wear your clothes too, changes the outfit.
Yes.
Right. So like you said, you wearing a jacket and some jeans, and all of a sudden you put on a tie, boom, changes it.
Changes
For
it.
sure.
You know, I know I told these guys a story a couple weeks ago that I had worn the same outfit, same shirt, same pants, same shoes, but all I did was button the top button, unrolled the sleeves, and it looked completely different.
For sure.
You know,
Exactly.
and it just you accessorize differently. You just wear a different watch, or you wear
See,
anything.
you know how to do this.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, just throw a pair of heels on.
Yeah.
They make
Well, I
any
don't think
outfit.
they wear heels my size.
Yeah, they totally do.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'll get you some Christmas present.
If you get me some heels, I will wear them.
Awesome.
So like
Your new staple.
that too, like you're saying, you really like the jeans and the dress shirt. What is kind of interview appropriate for you, and where's your kind of line drawn?
So it all depends on the environment, the job that you're applying to.
Of course.
You know, it's you're going to apply for a startup tech company, and you're showing up in a 3-piece suit, or you're in a power suit.
Yep.
I'm not sure that's going to fly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're going to an interview at one of the banks or something like that. Yeah, probably gonna have to do that. So you really do have to tailor it to who you're interviewing with.
Right.
The general. It's always, I don't know if they still say this, but they used to say just dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Yeah.
Right. So and for you can't underestimate that first impression. So
For sure.
make sure you're dressed appropriate for that particular sector or industry, and look sharp.
Yeah.
Look sharp.
And I would almost, to that quote, I would almost say, like, definitely do your research, right? Because dressing
Definitely
for
do
the
your
job
research.
you want, like, these days, companies, businesses are changing.
They are changing.
So
Absolutely.
you can be in, like, a super big name, like you were saying, like Google, right?
Yeah.
That's not, you think of it as, like, this professional, you want to wear your suit, but they're very casual.
Absolutely.
So
Leisure is big there.
Absolutely.
it's like,
But-
know the company for sure. right?
Exactly. So, if I were going for an interview at I would probably wear jeans, a nice pair of shoes, a shirt, and I'd probably put a jacket on it, but it would look sharp, but I'm not overdoing
Not
it.
overdoing
You
it.
know what I mean? But you took the time.
Yeah,
Speaking
Danny,
of
you had
shoes,
an interesting story about the
I did.
the bank.
So
Sorry, Cole.
that's okay.
I was interviewing for a bank, and so I'm thinking, oh, it's a bank, right? So
Right.
like you said,
Right.
I should wear
Yeah.
like
Right.
something nice, a tie or a suit. And I had met the ladies at a job fair, right? And I was wearing just a shirt with a button down with some jeans, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got to talk, and it was fine, It's like, okay, so let's do the interview at a later date, whatever." So I'm thinking, it's like, in my mind, it's a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't wear a suit.
I gotta wear something nice.
Right.
So I have a nice button down now with a tie and slacks and suspenders and everything, and I walk in all nice, and I see everyone like wearing polos and jeans, and I'm just like, I am way overdressed.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the job, and I'm pretty sure it was because I was just too
done up,
overdressed.
which
Exactly.
is so interesting because when you
That
think
is
of bank,
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And that was exactly right. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
bank, I'm thinking nice, I gotta look
Nice,
sharp.
sharp.
And sharp and nice doesn't always equate to ties and
You
suits.
gotta wear
That's
suit.
right.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
almost think they should
exactly.
put that like in, your interview offer, or when you're booking it, like
What
the
to
kind
wear.
of like the
Dress code.
the dress code, or like what's appropriate. Like,
Yeah.
is it business casual?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
casual?
That's
Is
true.
it
Yeah.
business professional?
Yeah.
Because you never know. Like, it could be anywhere. Like, you could walk into 2 different jobs here.
That's
You
right.
could either be like, they could both be associate jobs, but one they expect you to wear a suit, one they expect you to be casual, and you
Right.
never really know.
You don't.
It's just
But
kind of
You know what the key
Yeah.
though, I think, is you got to be comfortable what you're wearing.
Comfortable and confident, right?
Exactly, exactly. Because if you're not comfortable in what you're wearing, that's going to show. And that's going to translate into how you answer the questions and everything. Right. So I think confidence is a big part of it. And people know whether you're being authentic or not. Right. And whether that is you.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. Maybe that's why I didn't get the job. I didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Not,
Yeah, because I'm not used to wearing that kind of clothes.
You can tell when somebody's wearing a suit and they're not comfortable. You can see it, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about athleisure.
Athleisure. Learned something new today.
I had a question, a very burning question for you. How do you feel about people wearing sweatpants, like on a daily basis, like as a normal, just going out, going to class, sweatpants? And I don't mean like they got holes in them and they're all like,
it's not just for
like
me.
Nice.
It's not. It's. I'll be honest. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm. If you saw someone walking, would you be like, "Oh, they're wearing sweatpants"?
Oh no, I wouldn't. No, because again, everybody, you need to be comfortable in what you're doing.
Right.
I'm sure some of my colleagues think, why isn't he wearing a suit? And that's because I'm dressed how I feel appropriate. Like I'm comfortable. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm okay. And the line between, what is dress and what isn't is really blurring, right?
Yeah.
Like it truly is. And I'll get a little serious here, but if we're trying to talk about sustainability and trying to encourage folks to walk and take the bus and then walk and cycle and stuff, we have to relax the dress codes.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Exactly.
Like who wants to cycle in a suit, right? So you've got to, and in the end, is it really going to matter in terms of the productivity or what you're trying to accomplish? So I think as a society, we got to relax that a bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Let people wear what they want to wear, right? I mean, if fashion and if what my style or whatever is a true expression of myself, then just let me wear what I want to wear. Let me live. Exactly.
Yeah, and you can really rock that ball cap.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You should have seen the shades.
He's like, should I keep my shades on? Oh, here they come.
There they go.
He turns into a diva.
Yeah. There they go. Yeah, that looks good. I like it.
I bet he's 100 times more comfortable.
I like it. I like it. Look at the smile. Holy moly. Good for you.
It really brightens up.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It's a staple. It's one of your staples.
It is one of my staples.
There you go.
It's a statement for me. I wear these at night. All the time.
Sunglasses.
That's something you wear to the sunglass hut, right? If you go to the interview at the sunglass hut or something.
I probably wouldn't wear these because these are like $5 glasses.
Yeah.
But as far as like when you talk back about like your staples and stuff, like I just have a bunch of like $5 sunglasses, and I and I cycle through them, and they break, and I get new ones.
I won't spend more than $25 on sunglasses.
No.
My little cousin. So I was at my cottage. And my little cousin, he's 14. He's getting all into the brands. He likes
Supreme,
like Gucci and all
Versace.
these. Versace. But he looks at my bag, and I just have this cheap little purse. I think I got it at a thrift store. And he's like, "Why do you have a knockoff Michael Kors bag?" And I was like, "I didn't even know that was a knockoff. Like that was $5. It holds my things, and we're good to go."
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, and it looks. I mean, you can dress up or dress down anything, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to dress up or dress down?
And what does dressing down look like?
What does that even mean?
What does it mean?
It's different. It's always nice. Sometimes it's really nice to get dressed up. You go to a really nice event. It's nice to get dressed up, and it's different. This is dressed down for me.
Okay.
So shirt and my Lululemon pants.
Lululemon pants.
But yeah, so it varies. It varies, but so in the summer, you basically would see me in shorts, like back to work now wearing long pants. But
would you wear shorts to the office?
Probably not.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, no, probably not.
I have a hard time with that too.
Yeah.
Even to class, sometimes I'm like, can I get away with wearing a skirt? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. No, probably not.
What about like some AC/DC Angus Young shorts and a suit, kind of like Would you do that?
No, but I wear socks and Birkenstocks.
That's a no-go at this station.
Why not? It's
You know
such
what?
a diverse.
I don't have a beef with Birks. I have a beef with Crocs, personally.
Me,
I love
Crocs,
Crocs.
I agree.
Okay,
I
good.
agree.
Mm-mm.
I agree.
Really?
This is
Yeah.
going downhill
This
pretty
is
quick.
okay, yeah.
Have you not seen the new sports line? It's amazing for swimming and stuff.
For
For what?
Crocs?
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
you get Crocs and you're going to the beach,
Yeah.
you know, you don't got to
No,
worry about
that's
zebra
fine, but
mussels
you don't
and
need to
like
wear them every single
Hidden
day.
gem. Sorry, hidden gem.
Yeah.
Our new beach.
Oh, love it. Not
Our
so
new
hidden.
beach.
The pier, right?
It's
Yeah.
not hidden, really,
Right.
but
Door down
but
and
for
I
students,
love going over there.
yeah,
It's nice.
it's fantastic.
Oh,
my
I
bike, I'll
love
go over
it.
there.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, we're
And
very
it's got a
lucky.
nice
City
little
did an
jump-off
amazing
point.
job.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I think the only
absolutely beautiful.
reason it's not hidden, I think, is because there's so many people there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a statement too, right? They did such a good job. Like
Yeah.
students go there, families go there, like everybody goes
They do.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
very
and
true.
it's an amazing spot. It's fun to jump off of the pier. I've been jumping off of it since May.
Yeah.
People think I'm crazy, but you know, it's fun. It's nice.
The
Water's
water
water.
is too cold. I don't do that cold
No,
water.
every
No?
year for my birthday, I jump in the lake. My birthday is April 13th, and I've been doing it for
April
the last.
11th.
Oh, Aries.
Aries, yeah.
Yay.
I'm 27th, so I don't know what that is.
What was it?
I'm 27th of April.
No, I think
no.
that's
That's the next
Taurus.
one. Taurus.
Yeah, it is Taurus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm in March. I'm like the odd man out here.
Sorry.
March what?
Second. I'm
Yeah, no, you're
Pisces.
Yeah, you are.
We'll
Yeah.
probably see in the comments
Pisces
like, well,
is
that's
good.
Yeah, there we
romantic.
go. There we go.
Very
There we
creative.
go.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like
I'm pretty creative.
musically
I do like music.
inclined. Yeah.
That is all true things.
I mean, and since we're talking about the beach, what do you recommend for beach wear?
I knew that was coming. I knew that.
Mosquito.
Okay, shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, shorts.
Yeah.
Shorts. Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah.
The
What
Michael
else?
Phelps one piece? No.
No. No.
Oh.
No.
Makes you swim
You
faster.
don't want to
guys.
see that. No. Yeah. No. Just shorts and no socks and Birkenstocks.
No socks.
No
No
socks and
and
Birkenstocks.
No socks.
What
No
about,
Birkenstocks.
wait, I have a question. How do you feel about Uggs? Because the fall's coming up. Lots of people wear Uggs.
I have a pair of Uggs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're really comfy. You know
Uggs
how,
are comfy.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
how they started? In
No.
Australia. So they invented them for the beach for surfers so that your feet wouldn't get hot on the sand.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Australian company.
That I knew.
I thought Uggs were the ones that those girls wear. That's just like a
They are.
fabric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the boots. Hmm.
Really?
But they started as like sand boots. That's
That's-
why they're
that's
not made
insane.
for the winter.
Well, maybe not the original ones.
Do they make winter ones now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's
well,
why we're all
it's
looking
been a
at
while. It's been a while, guys, since I bought
Yeah.
a pair of Uggs.
But the sand does get hot,
It does.
and your feet.
Especially in Australia.
Yeah.
sand or grass for a beach.
Sand.
Sand.
100%.
Mhm.
I think it really depends on the beach. Like, even I mean, I love sand, but it can get really hot some days, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not as enjoyable. It gets everywhere.
But then you can go
Like-
in the water.
For picnicking and just hanging out, grass.
Grass.
Yeah,
agreed.
for sure. Well, and if
Agreed.
you're eating food and stuff,
Yeah.
right? You know,
Definitely grass.
Yeah.
But-
If you want to be by the
Sand
water.
Because
Beach.
sand, it gets all over you.
Yeah.
It's-
And then it doesn't wash off, and it gets in
No.
your car.
Well,
That's
Gordon
right.
Downing Pier has
Both.
concrete,
Sand.
grass, and sand.
Yeah,
It's got a little bit of
perfect mix.
everything. It's
No.
beautiful.
It
I'm a
is.
Cali girl. I stick to my sand, you guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely sand. I grew up in sand areas.
Sand areas as well. Yeah.
Definitely.
Even when you go in the water, it's nice when it's sand, right?
Yeah.
Like sand
It
over
is.
rock.
Yeah. No.
you
Oh,
know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Don't
Yeah.
want to cut your feet up.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys have any more questions or anything?
No, I was
Ask
actually
Glenn?
just going to ask Glenn if there's anything else you wanted to say, anything you wanted to plug, just get it all out
Oh, he's
there.
definitely got to plug something.
Oh no, I'm not. No, I just honestly, this is a real treat actually to be able to do this. This was a lot of fun, and if there are students that are listening to this that are wondering where to get their post-secondary education,
Yeah.
come to St. Lawrence.
Ooh,
think it's the
St.
best plug there is.
It is.
That
It's
is.
a
Proud to be SLC.
Yeah.
It's a great spot, right?
Yeah.
And what's that?
Well,
Yeah,
St.
but
Lawrence.
yeah, well-
Leighton just
Sorry,
asked why St. Lawrence.
I'm getting instructions from the producer here. You know what? It's what we talked about before. Why St. Lawrence? It's we go circling back to the beginning because of the belonging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody here, has a role to play. Everyone here is important. And I think, if you come to St. Lawrence College, you'll find that it's that nice mix from high school to college where, the classes aren't that big. The faculty know your name in the first couple of days.
Yep.
And you'll find that by the time you leave here, and I like to say you'll be career ready.
Yeah.
And you'll have the skills you need to get the job you want.
Yep.
And we know where to find you now too.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
You gave us all your spots.
I did. I'm in the hallway. But it's it's not like over half of our students that come here don't come directly from high school. Right.
Yeah. A mature student right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the belonging piece, right? And I've talked to so many mature students, and they're always very nervous before the first day.
Definitely.
And then within a week or two, I see them in the halls. I say, "How's it going?" And they can't get over the fact of how classes gel, how you start making relationships. People are so friendly. And before you know it, it's like there is no age difference. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's important because 60% of our students do not come directly from high school.
And especially with the skills that you develop throughout.
Absolutely.
And I noticed there's a lot more international intakes, which is awesome. We're a really diverse college as well.
That's right.
And that's belonging. Like everyone's so welcome here. It's absolutely insane.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And like I said too, like even my friends that I always talk about.
Do you have friends?
Maybe. Yeah, this is
Are
all
they
a
real? Because
show.
I've never seen
I'm
this.
just trying to convince people that I have friends. But no, one of my friends, Valeria, she's from Venezuela, right? Like I have lots of friends from all over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's spicy.
Yeah, there's been a real change in the last 3-4 years in terms of the cultural diversity of the college.
Yeah.
And it's just added so much vibrancy and vitality to this place. And it's a great spot. So if you're thinking about coming to college,
St.
Lawrence.
Proud to be SLC.
Thanks so much, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
It was fantastic having you on Voice Podcast.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. We're going to take a little bit of a break from the podcast. I'm here with Sonia. How are you doing, Sonia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So she's going to tell us a little bit about who she is and this really, really cool competition she's got going on.
Great. Well, I'm the Sustainability Marketing Assistant for Footprint at St. Lawrence. And we have a competition. It's an eco challenge for the month of October. And basically what you have to do is you have to do 3 out of the 5 sustainability tasks each week. And if you do that, you get entered into a draw to win 2 tickets to the Arkells on November 16th and stay at the Holiday Inn downtown Kingston.
Wow, that's amazing. What kind of things do you have to do to win a ballot?
There's things like use a bamboo toothbrush, don't eat meat for the day, have a potluck with friends, kind of pretty accessible things for people to do. All you have to do is take a picture of you doing that thing and tag us on social media. Our Instagram is Footprint SLC.
Awesome. And you can get more than 1 ballot.
Yeah, 1 per week.
1 per week. All right, cool. I'm super excited. Definitely going to compete in that. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Let's get back to the podcast.
All right, and that was Glenn talking to us about some fashion.
That was great. Super insightful.
Definitely learned
Yeah.
lots, eh?
I like the staple pieces.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway was iron your clothes.
Mm-hmm. Better than that, maybe not better, but easier, maybe steam your clothes. You can get steamers anywhere, any thrift store for so cheap. I got mine for like $4 at Value Village.
And if you can't even afford a steamer, if you have hot water, Danny's got a really cool tip.
Put it in the shower.
I mean, I've done it, but I think,
Anyways, just if you have hot showers, 'cause some people have scolding hot showers.
Yeah.
If you have a hot shower, just throw it on the door and let the steam take care of it.
Exactly, and then you just kind of rub it out with
No.
Like anything, really.
Yeah, exactly. You just straighten it out with your
out.
hands.
Put it in a colder room so that it's not so hot.
Yeah, you don't want to be sweating in your steam.
Put it over your air conditioner if you have air conditioning.
Exactly.
Or fan,
No, it's super. See, I shower at night, so I thought you couldn't do that. You had to do it the morning of, but Danny so nicely told me that, in fact, you can do it the night before.
Exactly, as long as it's wrinkle free.
Yeah, I just have to hang it up.
Exactly.
We're good to go. Awesome. So, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Elle. You can find me at Elizadora on Instagram. What about you?
I am at no middle name 13 on Instagram.
I am a new face. My name's Colton, and you can find me at Colton_Leonard on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so keep your eye out for events coming up in October.
Halloween, y'all.
Woo! Happy Halloween.
My favorite holiday. Do you guys know what you're dressing up as?
I was thinking, okay, so my ringtone is do, like Kim Possible.
Okay.
So everyone's like, you need to be Kim Possible for Halloween. So I'm thinking that, but I'm trying to get my coworkers, guys, shouts out, to dress up with me as like a group thing.
Be the gerbil.
I don't know, like
Naked mole rat, sorry.
You know, well, we don't have to be Kim Possible, but I mean that would be nice.
I think Leighton said he's interested.
Leighton's gonna be a naked mole rat.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's lots going on in October, like tons.
Yeah, you can check it out on all the boards. So we have tons of student association boards. The college has boards. Find it on social media at SA_SLC, SASLC.ca website. Everything is going to be full blast for you guys. Calendars, everything like that. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting month for everyone, I think.
Yeah, and follow us, of course, at SA.
Like and follow. Oh, yeah, SA.
SA Voice Podcast. Well, SA, you know what? But follow SA Voice Podcast. Let us know how we're doing. DM if there's something you want to hear, you know, something you want to plug, anything like that.
Don't forget about midterms either.
Oh,
you want to study up for those? That's something big coming up.
Wait, midterms are coming up?
Yes. Midterm, get ready, midterms.
Cram time. No.
Time to take out the sweatpants, I think.
Yeah. Is that athleisure
That's
season?
when athleisure is acceptable.
Exactly. You just put on your sweats, go down to Davies Hall, open up your book. My program, I don't
You don't do
either.
midterms? Well, aren't you lucky?
It sounds like it's assignments.
Yeah.
Well, I never did. Now I have accounting, and so I am going to have midterms.
Yeah.
But another thing, quiet study space in the student association. Going to live there until probably Christmas break.
The Muse.
So it's Muse Lounge. Muse Lounge, yeah. So it
Beautiful
launched.
spot.
Yeah, super, super nice. So
that's going to be quiet during midterm season.
If you want to see me, that's where I'll be. But if you try to talk to me, I might be like, leave me alone, I'm trying to study.
They can also message you on Instagram whenever they feel like.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a lot nicer on the Meads.
You just have to like and comment on one of her photos first.
You have to follow me first if you want me to answer.
It's true. It's the only way I'll see it.
It's like a little authenticator.
All right, well, that was our show for today, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Woo,
Awesome.
bye.
Take care.
Cool.